Good evening. Are we on? Okay. Assuming we're on. Welcome to the first live video. It's kind of new, so I'm just trying to figure out how it's working. It's pretty cool. True Diamond Heart is up and running. Today's the 8th of April. And welcome. Why Diamond Heart? Well, True Diamond Heart because Diamond Heart is too common. So we're going to go with True Diamond Heart because it distinguishes it just in terms of setting it apart from other groups for nomenclature. But the essence of it is the Diamond Heart. Diamond Heart being the crystalline. You take the carbon, which is the building block of life, the basis of life. Carbon and water. There's a bunch of other stuff, obviously, but carbon and water. Carbon is the dry part. That's the structural part of life. So, through this incredible pressure, and we think about the incredible pressure that we go through as human beings, some more, some less, but all of us go through incredible pressure. And it can either pulverize us into dust, and we melt back into the earth, and the earth tries again. It's going to happen anyway. But in the meantime, we can form diamond, which is the crystalline formation of pressurized, heated carbon. And its material manifestation represents matter. It also represents the clarity. It's this unbelievable substance where light enters, refracts. We're talking about faceted diamond, a faceted diamond, where the light comes in and is refracted out, amplified, refracted out, and there's all these colors and brilliances. And that's what we do with this extreme pressure that we live when we're conscious, when we take this material existence and we add consciousness and honesty and courage and humility and the crucible of the fire and the pressure of life, we can transform this into something unbelievably beautiful and materially manifest this beauty, our beauty, the beauty that each of us carries. It's a matter of whether it's manifest, still carried, whether it's manifest or not, and that gets us to the heart. The heart of the diamond is the non-manifest, the unmanifest, which is, diamond is the hardest substance known. Heart is the softest substance known, both equally strong in completely different ways. The heart is actually stronger and primary, being a symbol of the consciousness, of the primary consciousness that gives rise to the manifest, and that which glues all that is manifest together, both creates it, then it returns to the unmanifest, and it's the heart. It's the power center, the creative center, the glue. We know what love is, kind of. If we weren't confused, we would simply know that we are love. Children know that. Not consciously, but they express it, they manifest it. They don't need to know it in this thinking mind. They know it in the essence of their beings, and you can just see it. Children take perfect pictures. Why? There's no self-consciousness, there's only self. Pure authenticity. Animals are the same way. They always take good pictures. As soon as we become self-conscious, meaning the constructed or conditioned self, the identified self, we no longer take such wonderful pictures. The authenticity is gone, it has to be rediscovered. The crucible, become clear and crystalline like a diamond. The heart. The heart is the perfect essence of being, of unified being. Now, the diamond has various facets. And we're going to say in the crystalline structure that is diamond, in that crystalline reality, in that crystallized, pressurized perfection that's created the absolute crystalline refraction that is only light, that only amplifies. It may change light, but only in beauty, in creative ways. The play of light, rather than the blocking of light. Light being simply a manifestation of heart. So, each facet of the diamond is a quality. One facet will be honesty. One facet will be truth. One facet will be sincerity. One facet will be service. One facet will be beauty. One facet will be, all of these things that we value, all the values that we hold dear, that we know have intrinsic value. Authenticity, truth, beauty, faith, love, hope, creativity, connection, union. Some of these things, some of these words, we're going to use again. Because when we reach the heart, think about the facets, each facet being one of these qualities. Now, one can enter to the heart through the road of service, for example, or through the road of devotion, for example, or through the road of even physical perfection. There's a yoga of pure physics, pure body. There's body yoga, there's emotional yoga, there's mental yoga, and there's devotion, emotion, devotion, the body, the mind, and energy. So, and then I'm breaking it, the diamond that we're describing now is breaking up into various qualities. One could be, as we said, authenticity. One can be service. One can be compassion. One can be truth. Any of these things will lead us to the heart if we follow them absolutely sincerely. Sincerity being one more facet. As we get closer to the center, to the heart of the diamond, all of these qualities come together. So by pursuing service, for example, with absolute faith and truth, one reaches the heart where all of these qualities are collapsed, and at that point the embodiment of all these qualities, which we could call it union, we could call it love, we could call it oneness. That's the heart of the diamond. So what we're doing here in this community that we're forging here together is we're going to enter into various exercises and stillnesses and shared spaces and times, and we're going to collapse these qualities so that we can form the heart, so that we can not form, acknowledge, realize is what it is, because it's just there. We're not creating anything. What we're actually doing is we're removing layers, not levels. Well, we're moving from level to level, moving up a level in terms of how we think of consciousness, moving inward level in terms of towards the heart of the diamond. All that we're trying to do here, all that we're doing here, there's no trying, all that we're doing here is we're striving to reach that place where we have it all, where we are it all, which means can't have it all physically, we can be it all. We're not going to look for love, we're going to realize that we are love, which means that little child that we were, that you were, that I was, that ran around, remember the boundless joy and energy. And you can see it in any child, any normally cared for, properly cared for. Not even properly cared for, adequately cared for, because none of us were properly cared for. 7 generations. It's not 7 generations. The damage goes back to the beginning of time. The fall from grace. There's no fall from grace, but, or maybe there is if that's your belief system. I don't really care. Whatever belief system you have, just understand that belief is not knowledge. We only know what we know. Whatever I'm saying to you here, don't believe a word of it. Put it in the crucible of your experience. If it works, then it's real. If it doesn't work, it's not real. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to do it for me. We can do it together. We can help each other along the way, and that's what we're doing here. Creating community of help and moving together. But we're not going to have no guru, no leader, no person, no talking head on your TV screen, on your computer screen, on your phone screen is going to do it for you. And when they say they're going to, run. When they tell you it's going to be easy and how beautiful and wonderful you are, without actually telling you the truth that it's not easy or in any way going to be a picnic to get to it. We are in the material. We are in the school of souls. We are here to learn, to transcend that which is seemingly untranscendable, which is the unbelievable difficulty of being alive, even for the most privileged of us. And then it goes down, and there's people who have extreme, there's all kinds of difficulties going on here. And everybody has a lot of them, no matter the pretense. So what we're doing here is we're stripping away layers. Stripping away layers. Remember the boundless. You don't have to remember. Just look. Find that little child in your life, or in the street, or anywhere. We're not allowed to be in the street now. Corona's got us locked down, but we can see them. We know them, and we're going to see them again. It's not over. Not by a long shot. This is actually the beginning. It's a new beginning. So that boundless energy and optimism and beauty. What happened to that? Well, the people around us, the culture around us, the society around us, put layers of conditioning on us, and we adopted ideas of self that blocked that beauty, blocked that energy, blocked that truth, blocked that authenticity, and now we think we're a whole mess of craziness. And so we're arguing with each other over which sports team is better, which religion is more valuable, over whether over whether McDonald's is better than Burger King. Just I mean, we're arguing about everything, and none of it makes any difference. Some of it makes a difference, but it's not arguing that's going to get us to the place, because arguing is an entrenched positionality. Positionality is about the ego, it's about the personality, it's about the self, the conditioned self. When one is honestly stripping layers of conditioning to that which is authentically true and original, there's nothing to argue about. Who's going to defend the fact that I have an arm? I have to fight about this? This is an arm. Look, arm. I'm going to argue with you about that? You're free to think it's not an arm. Things are what they are when they're known. When they're believed, we're fighting. Belief is the reason that we are at war constantly with ourselves and with the world. Belief. If you know something for real, there's nothing to be at war about. Unless, of course, they come and force you to war, but that's not our personal realities. As of now, we're at war with things that we don't need to be at war with. And we're not communicating with each other. And we're not sharing, and we're not entering. We're not stripping away. We're just adding. We're entrenching ourselves in positionality. I am A, B, C, D, E, F. Incidental. What you are is a coalescence of light. Sun, some earth, whole pile of water, some air, let's say some fire, all held together by ether, all in this space. And there's consciousness. An unfettered consciousness. Look at children. They welcome everything. They love stuffed toys. They love inanimate objects. They love each other. They don't care. They don't notice anything. Brown, beige, pale, yellow, pink, copper. It's just like, it's an observation. It's not a judgment. There's no positionality. Male, female, whatever. No positionality. Openness. That's what unfettered consciousness is about. Of course, we have to go through that place where, I remember when my son was about 3, sitting there in front of a mirror, and he looked at himself and he said, Nick, because that's his name. And I knew in that moment I had to betray him for the sake of his survival here. I've been trying all along to model a deeper truth, but the fact is he needs to have that identification as Nick and go through that and into the depths of that, the dysfunctionality of that, and come out the other side to realize that that's not who he is at all. That's incidental. Who he is that person that was there before, those 3 years before. That's who he really is, unfettered by any ideas of self. Simply self, authentic. Be self. So here we are. Diamond heart. True diamond heart. Through these facets, honesty, courage, love, truth, beauty, creativity, strength, honesty, so much more. We enter into the heart. through the diamond, the refracted hardness of the material world that we are now using the crucible and using the pressure and the heat that we've experienced to actually turn us into crystalline substances that hold, refract beauty and light, and that understand that at the core, when all these facets finally meet, they all become one. And if you enter through any one facet and finally reach the heart, it all becomes yours. But it's not yours anymore because you're gone. Don't believe me. Don't believe me. Experience it. I tell you. What we're going to do here over time is we're going to work on this. We're going to work together, and we're going to do some exercise, and we're going to do a lot of meditation, and we're going to get to a place where we have the experience of loss of small self and experience of the grand self. There's no more names in that grand self. There's no distinguishing characteristics. If there are, there's simply the beauty of fall leaves. Each one's different. Snowflakes. Each one's different. But nothing's better. Nothing's worse. It's just the way the light plays at this moment. Blue, yellow, red, green. And there's joy. We're not here to suffer. The only reason we're suffering is because we're not being authentic. We're not allowing ourselves to die to the dysfunction. That which is alive, that which is below the identification, is really, really fun. It's beautiful. It's creative. It's not in any way like conflicted or fearful or worried or out of the moment, except for practical reasons. And so we're going to go. That's where we're going. We're going to go to the place where we're going to feel good, even when things aren't good. We're going to be okay, even when things aren't okay. Easy to say, but reachable. You have just an inkling, I hope, but close to no idea as to what the suffering is only to learn. If I eat garbage, my stomach hurts. God's not punishing me. I'm just not obeying natural law. And once I obey natural law and start eating healthy food and living healthily and working with stress and all that other stuff, lo and behold, my stomach is doing what it's supposed to do. It's that way with everything. We're not talking about suffering as any kind of it's cleansing, it's necessary, and so forth, only to the extent that we learn. We're not here to suffer because of any nobility in suffering. It's just about learning to obey the law, those laws, which free us from suffering. And it's not only doable, it's why we're here. Because in that place, you will be so nurturing to those around you. You'll be so happy. You'll be happy. You'll be joyful. You'll wake up with energy. You'll be like, wow, I'm happy. What am I going to do today? Who am I going to like shed this diamond heart of love, just this radiance of love? Who? How? And you won't even have to think about it. It's going to happen by itself. Because you won't be bothering, you won't be blocking it with this small identified self. You're just going to be, and it's a process. It will come in flashes at the beginning, then you'll have more of it, and it'll become more and more way of being. It's not an easy path, but it's just necessary. The easy way didn't work. You know that. You know that. How many times have we done the easy thing and a little more depressed? Finally, when the act's gone, right? When we're by ourselves, when we're trying to fall asleep. So it's time to be real, honest. No more lies. We have to have the pretense in everyday life. We have interactions that we can't be authentic because as of now our authenticity is too clouded by too much dysfunction and stuff. So that's fine. We don't want to lay our crap on people. That's all what it is. But I'm talking about layers and layers and layers to the point where we are genuinely not upset when traffic is the way it is. Genuinely not upset. It's a moment of your life, just like every other moment. We're going to transcend what is considered non-transcendable, which is circumstances. Because you are infinitely capable. And here to do that, you are here to enjoy bliss, beauty, peace, love, to be these things, embody these things, and no more importantly, but no less importantly, to shine these things and bathe the universe, every other being, the earth herself, the sun, the stars, the moon, every living creature, every rock with this, so that your living is not only the blissful, beautiful, peaceful thing that you're here to learn to be, but it's also radiating that heart and that diamond clarity and inspiring. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sit here. If you have a minute or two, just for a minute or two. A couple breaths. One more. Now all the thoughts and the concerns and the worries and the analysis, we're going to put that over to the side. We're going to say to it, don't worry, you're not forgotten. You can come back later. And when these things string their way through our minds, we don't follow them. We just observe them a little bit, put them gently in that pile. Because right now, that's what it is. There's a light. If you can close your eyes, that would be helpful. There's a light coming from above your head. And it's actually a big ray, a big round ray about the size of, almost the size of the crown of your head. It's entering your heart, it's entering your head, through your crown, coming through your head, through your neck, to your heart. When it reaches your heart, it just starts circling and circling and swirling and expanding. Feel that. Feel that light entering. Feel your heart expanding with that light. Feel your heart expanding to the edges of the skin that's encapsulating your physical body. Then let it start to radiate. If it's new to you, it might not be that simple, but really, as of right now, there's no boundaries to your physical being. There's simply light. And we're going to spin this out in a much more intense fashion as time goes on. But right now, I just want us to be aware of the possibility of being greater than just this body, of having the consciousness being greater than this body. Those of you who've experienced this before, this is familiar. Those who haven't, it's possibility. And for all of us, it's possibility. In this place, there's a connection. Come back. Breath. Back to the body. We want to stay in the body because that's what we're here for. We're not here to leave the body. We're here to expand consciousness, but we're here in the body because we're here in the body. Earth. No matter whether you're on the 50th floor or you're actually sitting on the earth with your phone, wherever you are, feel the earth beneath you. You are the earth. Feel the sun above you, even if it's dark, the sun is above you. That energy is there. It's coming. Circle. We're circling. We're spinning. The air, you can feel the air in your skin, even if you're wearing clothes, even if you're wearing a burqa, you can still feel the air. You can be conscious of the water, all the water that's in your body. We are embodied, but we are not bound by the body. Not by any means at all. Yes and no. So open your eyes, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank me. Thank everything. Thank the earth, the sun, the air, the water, the canvas, the canvas, which is the ether, the place where the painting takes place, the space. Thank you. Thank you. We'll be together again soon.